There was a little boy. His name was Peter. And
Sounds like Peter Parker.
almost like Peter Parker, but it's not Peter Parker. It's a different little Peter. His favorite superhero was Peter Parker, Spider-Man, because obviously his name is Peter. So he had to like Spider-Man. And his parents told him, "We're going to move to the country. We're going to get out of the city." And he said, "But what about my friends?" And his mom said, "I know. Don't worry. We'll visit your friends as often as possible. But don't worry. You're going to make new friends in the country. And these friends are going to be better." How is that possible, Mom? I have some awesome friends here. And she said, "Well, your friends in the country, they're probably going to have cows. They're going to have goats. They're going to have horses."
Oh, horses.
Yes.
Even chicken.
And chickens. They're going to have chickens.
Yeah, they eat chicken, right?
What eats chickens?
They eat chickens.
Yes. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So the big day came and he packed up all of his toys. He was able to put them in 2 big boxes.
Or like 100 large.
2 large 100 boxes. And then he was able to go in the big truck and ride in the truck, and they moved to the country. And then when they were in the country, finally, they got to unpack all of his stuff. And his parents were busy moving all of the new stuff into the new house. The house was huge, and it had a big, big yard as far as I could see. Stop banging on the wall, mister. Lay down. What's going on? So then he goes and he's playing in the yard, his brand new house, and he notices that there's a little boy watching him from the woods. And he's like, "What is this little boy doing watching me?" And he yells out, "Hello? What's your name?" The little boy stood up and said, "My name is Steve."
You like Steve from Minecraft?
Yes. And so Steve says, "What's your name?"
Can you put some water?
What's it? After the story. "What's your name?" "Oh, my name is Peter." "Oh, Peter, where are you moving from?" "Oh, we're moving from the big city." "Oh, you're a big city boy." "Oh, okay. Well, there's some really cool woods over here." And so I asked him, "Where do you live?" He says, "I live on the other side of the woods where we have a farm and we have cows and we have chickens and horses and goats." "Oh, man. So it's true. My mom said that I would make a friend that had a bunch of cool animals." He says, "For sure. If you want, tomorrow you can come by to my house and I'll show you the animals that I have." "Okay, that sounds cool. Do you want to see the fort that I made in the woods?" I said, "Sure." So we went out wandering in the woods and he showed me all around the woods. He showed me this super cool fort that he made. He showed me this tree house. My new friend Steve seemed to be pretty cool. It started to get dark and I said, "Well, I'm going to go back home and I'll come over tomorrow." "All right." He told me, "Just walk straight through the woods to my house." So I went home and I told my mom how excited I was that I made a new friend. And his name was Steve and he lived in the house across the woods. So I went to sleep and I barely could wait. I was so excited, it was hard for me to fall asleep. But I fell asleep and I woke up. And the first thing I thought of was my new friend and his animals that I was going to go see. So I woke up, I ate breakfast as fast as I could, and I went and crossed the woods after eating breakfast I said, Mom, I'm going to go play with my friend. I'm going to go see the animals that he has, the cows and the chickens and the horses. It's going to be so much fun. So I ran through the woods and I got to his farm and I could see him outside already feeding the animals. And then he said, Hey, Peter, you want to feed the rest of the cows and the chickens? I said, Sure. So I fed the cows and the chickens, and it was a blast. And after we were done, we played. He let me ride one of the horses and the goats. And then he said, Hey, do you want to see something really cool? I said, Yeah, of course I want to see something really cool. And he said, Let me show you my pet snake. And I said, No, not a snake. I'm not really, into snakes. I don't like snakes. Don't worry, this snake is cool. You'll like this one. It's a white snake. A white snake? Yeah, I've never seen a white snake before. Well, come on in.
Well, I have seen a black snake before.
Where? We saw a black snake in the side of the house. That's true. Then we went inside his house, and I realized I didn't see his parents all day so far, and they're not in the house. I don't hear them. I don't see them. But whatever. He says, My snake is in the basement. Let's come on down. He opens up the door, and I see stairs going down to a basement, and it's dark.
Yeah, I have a basement. And that's where my costume is.
And then I said, Are you sure this is safe? Yeah. Just go down. Go down first. I'll turn on the light. So I take 2 steps down.
Was it too bright?
It was dark. And right when I turn around to see where Steve was, I see him take a step back and quickly shut the door behind me. And I said, Hey, what's going on? What are you doing? Turn on the light. And he said, Hey, and I hear him lock the door. And I try to open up the door. And I'm like, Hey, what are you doing locking me down here in the basement? And he said, No. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Just go downstairs. No, I don't want to. It's dark. I can't see anything. And then Steve said, Look on the walls. I look on the walls and I see blood. And I see scratch marks on the walls. And I'm like, What is going on here? And Steve said, If you stay on the stairs, you're going to die. You need to get down from the stairs. It's just better this way. I go downstairs, 1 foot after another.
I'm going to go so fast down the stairs that I'm never going to die. I'm going to kill that snake and rub the blood.
And I was so scared. I started to cry. And I told Steve, I said, Steve, why are you doing this to me? I thought we were friends. And Steve said, I do this to all my friends, the ones that move from the city. And I just go down the stairs and I can't see anything. I walk slowly across the basement floor. There is a window that I can tell has wood blocking the window, but between the wood, I could see that there's daylight coming through. And it's giving me just enough daylight that I can see inside the basement, just barely. I've been in the basement for about 5 minutes now. My eyes are starting to adapt to the darkness. And then, as I make it closer to the light, I hear a noise. I hear a rattle noise.
That's a snake.
And then I hear a hissing noise.
Yeah, that's a snake too. That's what snakes make. Rattlesnakes. That's what they make. Or they lay eggs, they wrap. And
then I look against the wall, across from where the window is, I can see his white snake. It's the biggest snake I think I've ever seen in my life. It is coiled up. It is huge. It's just thick.
I'm gonna stab a knife in the eye. That will hurt when the snake is dead.
It is as thick as a tire.
Oh my God.
And when I get close to the light, to the window, all I want to do is hurry and jump up onto the light, onto the window so I can escape. The snake quickly realizes that I'm there. I feel that the snake wants to eat me. The snake quickly strikes at me with this
double strike.
A double strike, and it happened so fast that I didn't even realize what happened. That snake tried to bite me, lunged at me, and was back to where it was so fast. It was like in a blink of an eye. I felt the wind from him flying in the air hit me. The snap was right in front of my face. I was inches away from being bitten.
Like in the butt?
In my face. And then I quickly ran on top of the table that was in front of the window, so I could jump on the table and climb out of the window.
Imagine if I did that to you. Or like, Mom, you're just a baby.
And then the snake tried to snap at me again. But this time, it actually got a piece of my head. His fang scraped the side of my head and cut into my ear. Now my ear was bleeding. A little bit of the poison was entering my body. It was making me woozy. I fell to the floor. I was dizzy. The whole basement was spinning. My ear was immediately on fire because of the pain. It wasn't really on fire, but it felt like it. And when I tried to stand up, I
got bit by one of those snakes.
I realized that a hammer that was on the table fell to the ground and a screwdriver. I grabbed the hammer.
Maybe like the hammer can like smash that like the babies and smash the snake and then you can smash the window and you jump out and then you get out of there.
And then I quickly grabbed the screwdriver and hammer. I knew my only option was to actually attack the snake. That was my only option. Attack the snake and win me and buy me some time to escape through that window. So I did what the snake was not expecting. I ran straight towards the snake. Straight towards the snake before he could strike again. Quickly, the snake raised its head, wanting to strike again, but I caught the snake by surprise because I was running straight at him, screaming, "Ah!"
But Daddy, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm the one and choke the snake. I'm gonna choke it.
And then,
grab it so hard that it's gonna choke.
And then what I did was I jumped in the air.
And then choked it, right?
As I jumped in the air, the snake tried to lunge at me. But I caught him by surprise. So when he lunged at me, I had the screwdriver out in front of me. So when he lunged at me, the screwdriver went straight into his nose. And then I was stuck onto the head of the snake. So the snake was flailing left, right. I was going with it. And I quickly jumped in the air, took the screwdriver out from its nose, and plunged it straight down into its eyeball. I popped out his eyeball. And the snake went hissing away, screaming almost. I could hear it. And I quickly knew that I had a few minutes. I ran over to the table, jumped on the table, jumped on top of the the ledge where the window was, and I started banging it with the hammer. I broke that old piece of wood, and then I broke the glass, and I started climbing out. As I'm almost out, I realized that the snake was now trying to get me again, and he went striking at me, but I had escaped through the window just in time. But the snake's head went flying out the window behind me, and now this huge white snake had a head sticking out of the window. When I did this,
did like the head got cut by that piece of glass? A little bit glass left, and then the snake is too like long to fit through the window, and it hit the little piece of the glass.
That's exactly what happened. The snake's head got cut off from the broken glass because he tried to lunge at me as I was going out through the glass, and I ran through the woods. I went home, never ever to cross the woods again.